The following is a Sarovian presentation of CTS Sports.
The Battle of Pruz is no more, and the Bolts will head to Sarholm, and a new story will unfold.
The chapter where dreams unfold, a battle reached on the open page. Love was the winner there, overcoming hate, like a little girl who couldn't wait. Loving only
The Crowns are likely to
He shoots, he scores! Urko's on the breakaway, scores! The king is dead!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the AHI playoffs. Season 3 is behind us. The dust is settled. The pretenders have fallen, and now only the elite remain. Tonight, we begin the ESTOS Conference Finals.
That's right, Rufos. The reigning season champions, the Sarholm CROWNS, face the hungry, defiant expansion side, the Pruz Tella Bolts.
I'm Rufos Tabello, joined by DJ Cereza, Camila Veroso, and Eros Thuros. And folks, this matchup may look familiar.
Probably because we've seen this story before.
Oh yeah, Eros. Twice this season. And let's not pretend those games didn't tell us something.
Game 11 at the Robert Lyons Center, the CROWNS absolutely exploded, 7-1. Cusco Fosso and Maddie Kane couldn't miss. That second half, It was like watching a storm roll in and swallow the skyline.
But DJ, let's be honest. That game wasn't the whole story. The Bolts scored first. They held their structure early. They were disciplined. They weren't overwhelmed by the moment, and this was still early in the season for them as an expansion team. They were still trying to find themselves. So yes, Sarovia pulled away, but Pulowa showed something that night. Resilience.
So what? So-called resilience doesn't win playoff series. Execution does. And in Game 11, execution belonged entirely to the Crowns. Sarovia controlling tempo, Captain Cusco Fosso finishing clinically, Matos Kane backing him up every step of the way, and Baidera Lion steady in net. That's championship structure.
But then came Game 32, Sarovia Gardens, a partisan crowd, His Imperial Majesty in attendance, the loudest arena we've heard all year. And what happened?
The Bolts pushed the home team to the brink.
That one was a war, 4-3 final, and it wasn't comfortable, not at all.
You had Jerome Kane added to the lineup. More firepower, more depth. But Pulowa didn't fold. They surged late. That comeback nearly stunned the soon-to-be champions in their own palace. The only reason the Crowns won, arguably, is because the Bolts didn't complete their comeback in time.
Yeah, that game changed the tone of this matchup. It wasn't veteran dominance anymore. It became experience versus momentum. Because by Game 32, the Bolts weren't just an expansion novelty. They were dangerous.
Hattori Noirim brought speed. Flamos Iolos brought unpredictability. And Elmos Atlas? That captain leads with edge and confidence. They believed they could win.
Belief is one thing. Closing is another. When the winning streak was on the line, when the season championship was at stake, Sarovia didn't blink. That's the difference between a good team and a dynasty-caliber one.
Cusco Fosso, Matos, the Canes, they know how to survive pressure, all right. But here's the thing, Eros. The playoffs reset everything. The Bolts don't care about Sarovia's streak. They don't care about the banners in Sarovia Gardens. They care about proving they belong. And expansion teams with nothing to lose, they're terrifying.
Let's break this down positionally. For Sarovia, the core remains intact. Cusco Fosso as captain, Matos Kane's vision and control, Sarovia's two-way stability, Baidera Lion anchoring in net, and possibly Jerome Kane again. That interior presence shifts defensive assignments immediately, you know?
But for Pulowa, the real X factor is adaptability. In Game 11, they got overwhelmed late. In Game 32, they adjusted mid-game and nearly completed a comeback in the most hostile building in the league. That growth in one season is massive.
And let's talk goaltending, okay? Telefosso struggled in that 7-1 loss early in the year, but Michele McCanna stepped in later, and the defensive structure tightened. For a hot minute, the guy was the best goalie in the entire league until Baidera took the crown back. If the Bolts get league average goaltending tonight, this series becomes very uncomfortable for Sarovia.
League average isn't enough.
Is nothing ever enough for you?
Sarovia doesn't just test you, they wear you down. They stretch the ice. They manipulate spacing. They wait for defensive fatigue. If Pulowa gets sloppy in transition, it's going to look like Game 11 all over again.
But if the Bolts strike first, if they control pace early, if they drag this into a back-and-forth track meet like the second half of Game 32,
then this series goes from expected dominance to coin flip.
And remember, the pressure isn't on Pulowa. The Crowns are the season champions. They are supposed to win. They are expected to win. They are defending a legacy. They are looking for redemption. That weight grows heavier with every round.
Final thoughts before puck drop.
None. Let's wait and see. I'm excited.
The ESTOS Conference Finals begin now. Sarovia Crowns, Pulowa Bolts, Legacy versus Ambition. Game 1 is moments away. Stay with us.
Welcome to Sarovia Gardens, the exclusive home and training center for your Sarhome Crowns. Ladies and gentlemen, it has all come down to this. Tonight is the first game of the season 3A HI Pulowa Cup Playoffs. Tonight, with His Imperial Majesty and the people of our city as witness, the boys and girls in orange exit the regular season and begin their true quest to reclaim the Pulowa Cup. It's time to start Game 1 of the ESTOS Conference Finals. So please, without further ado, give it up for your Sarhome Crowns! Number 30, Number 33, Number 9, Matos Kane. Number 26, Katrina Lyon. Number 72, Uska Fosso. Please rise and face the flag for the singing of our national anthem.
Solgaros terrirno pornos, disco mariros divene ioner pro, pecuare via mar passusumos, oh mar proteges, eso te rochuasi, chude di paiso sabra le seposo, dismera feor me roge los comarir, disfiso lega por fami fornir. Amfanti, delai bene, i to terrirro siru verdis perros, ci diri proteggerse i toro zene, i brandir di sabre la tara de sterra, isso disma sompro marredo unir, roser legerai mir, i disma sompro marredo unir, roser legerai
beautiful game here in Sarovia Gardens, the beginning of the Pulowa Cup playoffs. Who could be more excited than you and I on such an exciting night here tonight, Friday night? Sarovia Gardens, the Bolts from Bruges Tel Aviv and the Crowns from your Sarovia city. Exciting game. Both these teams are physical. They're ready to fight. They are strong, fast, and they take advantage of everything that comes their way. On the ice today for the Sarovia Crowns, Jerome Kane, number 30, number 9, Natos Kane, and number 33, Sap Atlas. On the bench is, of course, Captain Cusco Vazo of the Sarovia Crowns. The Bolts have a definitely terrifying roster here tonight. Make no mistake, this is a formidable foe, and they are ready to fight back at any given time. And then goes the puck drop, and Matos Kane sends it towards Jerome, sends it for the goal, that's swept away. Sent easily aside there by the Bolts, and that's going to go out of play in the Bolts bench. I love how Jerome Kane is able to throw that on the net, on goal. That's easily swatted away by Mikhail Makata, who's had a fantastic rookie season here today. Only second in save percentage to Bedera Lyon, who congratulations to the Crowns goaltender for winning the Trophy Yunus. The series is, of course, tied at 0-0 here in the ESTOS Conference Finals. And puck dropped there by the Bolts. Won by Matos Kane. Sent that away. Sad play at the red line, sent towards Jerome. Kane gets that into the zone, and that's it back to Vlay, who shoots on goal. Shot there by Matos Kane, and he can't quite put it in. Battle on the boards. Jerome Kane back to Matos. Battling there with Elmos to Vlay. Vlay gets that up the middle, and that's sent with a big hit at open ice. Vlay now towards the blue, and that's brought in. Shot there, and a great save by Mikhail Makata, who easily smothers that up. And that's going to be a face-off in the Bolt zone. Mikhail Makata, 86.29 save percentage. A great save. And he makes some ridiculous highlight reel saves every single game. He's only let 17 goals in his entire career, facing almost 130 shots on goal. Face-off is there, won by Linus Braganza. He gets that in the zone. Sent out of the zone now, and Cusco Fazo gets hit on the way out. Trying to get it back, sent south, Blaze out of position. She gets that past Elmos Atlas. Battle on the boards now, and that's sent back in the neutral zone. Shot there that we can't get away. Here goes Elmos, she shoots it, that's a block by Cusco Fazo. Rebound from a bad angle, and he scores! A bad goal to let in the first of the Pulowa Cup playoffs. And that's going against Katrina Lyon. And the Bolts are up 1-0. Now Vazo is on the ice alongside his team. Jerome Kane at the face-off of the dot at center ice. Swords in. And the puck is won there by the Crowns, and Fazo gets that out towards the Blues. And so, and that's it right back into the Bolts. So with a big hit at the slot by Kane. Slaggling on the net now is Atlas. Atlas sends it towards the blue there, and Fazo holds it in. Pass towards Jerome Kane, and he can't quite seal the deal. Here comes a pass from Matos Kane, and Fazo sends it back down to the south. Here comes the Bolts stuck on each other there. Matos Kane at the Crowns blue off the boards. Rebound denied there by Kane. Play is going to continue. Still in the zone. That's out of the zone briefly. Shot there. Saved by the blocker of Lyon. And it's out of play now. Offside currently for the Bolts in front of the goal. Here comes Lyon. Can't put it in. And that's another goal by the Bruges Tel Aviv Bolts. And they're up 2-0. terrible start for the Sarovia Crowns. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes here in Game 1 of the ESTOS Conference Finals. Let's watch this again. It's Matos Kane to the back of his own net, and it's an easy tap in there by Elmos Atlas. Let's watch it again a little slower. Kane moves, he sends that right back, blocked off the blocker of Lyon, and an easy open goal by Elmos Atlas. That falls on Jerome Kane. He's out of position. He should have been right in front of the goal, and we're going to get a penalty due to some arrows being shot by Elmos Atlas. The Lord taketh, and the Lord giveth.
With 6 minutes, 17
he's gonna head to the penalty box now.
remaining in the first half. Number
Elmos having a breakout season so far. This is his 16th goal, but he has very few assists, only 3. He has 31 points before this game and now has 34. The Crowns head to the power play. The face-off is in the bottom bolt zone there, and Vlay takes that face-off one and kept in by Fazo. Sent out of the neutral zone. Here comes the other way. Vlay beating up the boards. Try to get that in towards Fazo. We need to chip that into the top. Battling now. Hit along the boards. Jerome Kane cycling behind the net now. Sent towards Vlay, who sends it back to Kane. Kane has it towards Vlay, kept in the zone with a good shot there by Vlay that hits and rattles off the side of the cage, and Fazo and Vlay keep it in once more. Now getting out there, Vlay holds it in again there off the post. That's sent away by Braganza. Still a loose puck, for goal, and Fazo's robbed by Mikhail Makata. Vlay again, pass to the north. Here comes Fazo with an opportunity, and that goes by Braganza. Vlay trying to get it towards Fazo. Shot there and stopped again by Makana. Great save by Mikhail Makana. 1 minute remaining in this CROWNS power play. Back towards Fazo, interrupted by the Bolts defense. Matos Kane on the ice for his brother. Kept in by Fazo. Sent back towards the blue, and Fazo's going to chip that in behind the net. Vlay to Kane. Back in front of the goal, that's set wide. Vlay trying to get it towards Fazo, towards Kane. Shot goes nowhere, and that's going to go out of play in the Bolts bench. Matos Kane is having a breakout season as well. 18 goals and 4 assists. Way better than Elmos Atlas, that plebeian from the Bolts. Coupled with Sat Vlay as well, 7 goals and a whopping 10 assists. She beats out Leos Makata in points despite having more goals. And of course, Linus Braganza, a shot there by Fazo, and he can't put it in. Pass in front of the goal, that's going to be smothered, but brought out by the Bolts. Approaching 20 seconds on the power play, Bolts can't keep it. A shot there by Jerome, and has kept in with a big hit there against Fazo. Now out of play. Here come the Bolts the other way. Short-handed, can't do it. Here comes Jerome Kane with a good opportunity and a hit there on the Bolts goaltender. He was just briefly out of the crease. Pass to Jerome, and that goes wide, hit the post. Power play expired now. Huge hit by Kane. Here comes Jerome the other way. Jerome trying to dump it in. Atlas out of the box now. Back to Jerome. Fazo shot there, and that's trickled wide by the Bolts defense. Towards the blue line now. Matos Kane starting pass, and the 3 Bolts are playing some solid defense in the middle. Here comes Leos Makana, stopped there by Fazo. Brought right back in by Atlas. Sent out, Jerome Kane keeps it in. Cusco Fazo to Kane, brought right back in. Pass towards the bottom there. Here comes Cusco Fazo. He can't put the deal in. Shot there on a bad angle, and here come the Bolts. Bolts the other way, and it's stopped by Matos Kane. Centering pass to the top. Here comes Elmos Atlas. And a rob by Katrina Lyon, and that's sent to the bottom of the open net there, and Katrina Lyon with a great save, and Blaze now on the ice for Matos Kane for the goal, and a great gotten away once more by Katrina. She's definitely making up for those 2 easy goals here tonight. Here comes Atlas, thinking what to do with it, trying to get past Flay. does, and Fazo's going to send that right back towards the blue. Flay has it now, and she dumps that right back into the bold zone. CROWNS still trailing by 2. And for the goal, Kuzco robbed by Mikhail Makana again. What a great save by Mikhail Makana. Fazo trying to keep it in. Blay beaten there by Leos Makana. To Fazo, back to your own king. Here comes Elmos. Up there, pass toward Leo, scores. 3-0. Ruse Telebolts. This does not look promising for the Sarovia CROWNS here tonight. The crowd has turned up in droves to support their team here at the Gardens. What are they giving back in return? A stinker, that's for sure. Face off. Atlas against Kane. Sat Blay on the bottom wing and Kuzco Fazo on the top. And the CROWNS win that draw, and Fazo gets that towards Leos Makana, who's in the right back in goal. Shot the rebound off the post, and Katrina Lyon denies the rebound. Still in the zone. Here comes Fazo and Jerome. Here comes Blay up to center right. Jerome Kane sending it back to Blay. He's going to chip that off the boards and in. Dumps it further in the zone. Atlas goes to retrieve. Off the post by Kane. Towards a goal in front once more, and that's kept out briefly, momentarily by the CROWNS. Pass from Flay to Fazo. Flay goes back to get it off the intercept. Sent back into the CROWNS zone. Now top CROWNS corner now. Flay, shot there, a great save by Katrina Lyon, point blank. Jerome brings it to the top there. Fazo chips it in. Fazo shoots, scores! He's done it again! And the crowd is on its feet here tonight at Sarovia Gardens. Kuzco Fazo finally turns the Q-Seg into a 1, and the CROWNS now trail by 2. That was a much-needed goal going into the halftime intermission. He's able to move, get past the Bolts defense, and put it in, and prove to this team that this god can bleed. Now in the CROWNS zone, Lay trying to get it out. Atlas towards Fazo. He gets that out of the boards. Fazo sends it back towards Flay. Beaten there by Leos Makana. That's it right back in the CROWNS zone. Towards Katrina Lyon, and she stops almost dead in his tracks, and that's back to Fazo. Out the middle to Jerome. Jerome south of Fazo, and that's hit there by Atlas before he can take a good shot on it. Kane gets the into zone. Kane the shot off the post and sent wide by Makana. Rebound. Oh, and in there. Stop. Holy, some would call it a constabulary. Kuzco Fazo's been robbed blind by Mikhail Makana. That one has to sting. Fazo trying to keep it in. Makana has to be really proud of himself. It's one thing to make that great save. It's another thing to rob the best player in the league blind. Time is trailing now. 35 seconds to go in the first. Sent towards the blue. Fazo chips that right back in, and a hit there by Atlas. I would call that roughing, really, but Fazo's able to hold it in for a 3rd time in a row. Here comes Fazo. Can't get the pass off to Jerome, and Blay sends it towards Jerome at the CROWNS blue line now. Jerome Kane stops it going further than that. Chips that towards the red line. Sent into the CROWNS zone now, and Blay tries to get that past Atlas. Can't. Top CROWNS zone, less than 10 seconds to go, and that's finally past the blue. Here comes Fazo. Fazo in the rush with a big open ice hit there by Linos Braganza. And that's going to be the end of the first half here as the puck trails right past Makana, and that one's not going to count, of course. An exciting game 1 of the ESTOS Conference Finals, and the crowd is sure to let it be known but the Crowns have a lot of soul searching to do here tonight. The score, of course, 3-1 in favor of the out-of-town Drews Telebolts, with the Sarovia Crowns boys in orange, white, and blue ready to fight back. The shots are tied 9 apiece, but don't go anywhere. We have a special halftime show for you today. Please enjoy.
I wanna love you, I wanna make you mine. Would you lay it on the line? Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Don't waste my time.
The Virgos Vortex have won the Pulowa Cup! Pulowa scores! The Crowns have won it!
Welcome to the first ESTOS Conference Finals halftime show. What a first half we've witnessed between the Sarovia Crowns and the Drews Telebolts. The pace has been relentless, the crowd electric, and, once again, the spotlight shines brightest on the two captains who define these franchises. Cusco Fosso of the Crowns and Elmos Atlas of the Bolts. Tonight, let's take a deep dive into what separates these leaders and what binds them.
Where do we even begin, Rufos? These two teams may be close rivals, but their captains are anything but.
Well, let's begin with the reigning offensive force of the league. Cusco Fosso has not just been productive, he has been historic. 36 goals in 10 games, 91 total points, a staggering 9.1 points per game.
Those aren't just strong numbers. Those are franchise-defining numbers. When Sarovia takes the ice, they take it knowing their captain is almost guaranteed to alter the scoreboard.
I'm Rufos Tabello, joined by DJ Cereza, Camila Veroso, and Eros Thuros. And folks, this matchup may look familiar.
What separates Cusco isn't just volume, it's inevitability.
We saw it in Game 11 earlier this season when the Crowns dismantled the Bolts 7-1. The Bolts struck first that night, and for a brief moment, doubt crept into the Robert Leon center. But once Cusco found his rhythm in the second half, the dam broke. He led the scoring surge that overwhelmed Drews Tele and flipped the tone of the game entirely.
But perhaps more impressive was Game 32 at Sarovia Gardens. With his Imperial Majesty in attendance and the season championship on the line, the pressure could not have been heavier. The Bolts mounted a late comeback. The noise was deafening, the margin razor thin. He didn't play that well on the scoreboard, but he contributed everywhere.
And yet Cusco steadied his team. He didn't panic. He dictated tempo. He controlled possession. And when it mattered most, he made sure the Crowns survived 4-3 to secure the title. That is captaincy.
I can agree there. Cusco is not simply a scorer. He's the system. Sarovia's offense flows through him. Defenses collapse toward him. Teammates feed off him. Even short-handed, he's found the net before, proving he impacts every phase of play. If his players make a path for him, he'll ride it to the pipes every time. Crowns games depend on them being able to do that.
At over an average of 9 points per game, he isn't just the best captain statistically in this matchup. He is the gold standard for offensive leadership in the entire league. No one, and I mean no one, even comes close.
Still, at some point we have to stop glazing this guy and talk about Elmos Atlas. He may not have the stats, but he's done something crazy in his own right.
That's true. Let's shift to Elmos Atlas. If Cusco represents established dominance, Elmos represents rising fire.
14 goals in 7 games for an expansion franchise is no small feat. Averaging 4.43 points per game, he may trail Cusco statistically, but context matters. Elmos has played slightly fewer games. He leads a younger roster. He does not have the depth or institutional advantage Sarovia enjoys, and yet he competes.
In Game 11, the Bolts shocked everyone by scoring first against the veteran Crowns. That spark came from belief instilled by Elmos and his strong all-around play. Though the final score ballooned to 7-1, the first half showed something critical. The Bolts would not be intimidated.
Then came Game 32. Wow!
The so-called prediction game for this playoff series. a roaring partisan crowd, championship implications, and the Bolts nearly stole it.
No kidding! Down late, they clawed back. They fought through noise, pressure, and the streak on the line. That comeback push carried Elmos' imprint. His style is direct, aggressive, emotional. He doesn't overwhelm you with volume the way Cusco does. Instead, he strikes with momentum-changing goals.
I don't know if I agree with Cusco in volume, but he certainly has the stats. But Elmos? His 31 points in 7 games tell us he's capable of explosive nights. And unlike Cusco, who thrives within a polished system, Elmos often creates something out of chaos. That's dangerous in playoff Hoquenna. Lucky and unlucky bounces is part of the game.
He is still building his legacy, but leaders are defined in moments like this series.
Overall, guys, what do we think about these two?
Elmos leads like a spark plug, emotional, vocal, energizing. Cusco like a general, calm, calculated, and ruthlessly efficient. Neither approach is wrong, but in a 7-game series, adaptability wins.
The second half will tell us more than the first half ever could. Don't go anywhere. We're about to jump right back into the game.
Did you know you can get free social coins just for coming to Hoquenna games?
The AHI and the Copanna Trenissa Sarovi have partnered to offer 2 lucky fans a month the opportunity to win a Graal Classic social coin.
There's not a catch. Simply show up to as many Hoquenna games as you can. Support your favorite teams. Dress in team colors and be the loudest fan you can. Have fun! AHI officials will keep track of the league's biggest superfans.
Be a fan, not a spectator. Be known.
Hear the city sing its old sweet song. Life's a gamble, come on, what's your name? Let's go on a date to a CROWNS game. Home, the city's alive tonight. Brass in the air and the stars shining bright.
Imperial, Carolus 13º, rei dos Sarovianos e imperador da comunidade saroviana, a seus herdeiros e sucessores, que observarei fielmente as leis do Império. Assim...
Por Stefan, pela pátria, pelo imperador.
I wanna love you, I wanna make you mine. Would you lay it on the line? Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Don't waste my time.
Did you miss me? The score is 3-1 in favor of the Cruz de la Bolts. Shots tied at 9 apiece, and we have 8 more minutes of exciting Hoquenna here at the Gardens. Catrina Lions had a shaky start, letting 3 goals in 9 shots. That's 1 goal for every 3 shots on goal. It's a really bad statistic, and hers is going to plummet after tonight if she can't hold her team on now. Face off there, won by the Bolts, and your own Kane's able to get that there. Blaze intercepts the pass meant for Atlas by Braganza, is able to chip it right back into zone. Sent back to Kane. CROWNS currently offside. Sent up and falls or chips that right back in, beating Atlas with the punch. Shot there. Sent in off the post by your own Kane. In front of the goal. Shot there. Scores! And I don't know who to credit that goal to. I think the last person to touch it may have been your own Kane or Sap Flay. I can't tell. And now the CROWNS are within 1 goal less than 30 seconds into the second. Something said in that locker room had to have meant something to our boys who wear the crown on their chest. Exciting game here, and it's still anybody's thing. Matos Kane on the ice now for Sapley. Swords in, Atlas and Kane. Battle for it now, pulled cleanly away by the Crowns. And now Fazo chips that into the top Bolts corner. Chased there by Atlas. Trying to send it back towards the blue. Kane's not waiting for him. No one else going to break the Crowns offside. Sent back in. Fazo's headed south. Matos Kane with a shot. That's blocked by Braganza. Now trying to get it past the 3 Bolts defenders all in his way. Battle along the boards now in the bottom Bolt zone. Sent towards your own Kane, who sends it towards Fazo. He stops it dead in its tracks. Fazo beaten there by Atlas, and that's sent up towards the Bolts. Now sent back in the red line. Now here comes Fazo with a good shot, and that goes wide with a big hit on Atlas. Matos Kane still battling for it. Sent towards Jerome with a shot blocked by Leos Makata, and the Crowns retreat into neutral ground. Now brought right back in by Matos Kane. Shot there, blocked by Braganza. Sent back once more, can't put it in. Bottom corner now. Kane going to retrieve. Some big, huge physical puck battles. And Fazo's going to get that right back in the Bolt zone. He goes to retrieve. Captain Clutch has to make some important decisions here. Crown still trailing. Big hit by Kane. Kane back towards Fazo. Fazo with a shot blocked by Leos Makana. And almost gets that towards their own Kane. Sent up now. Centering pass. Stop there off the post and rebound. Leonos Braganza can't seal the deal despite being given a perfect serving on his plate. Bolts now in the Crown zone. Got it out your own Kane. Sends it right back. Here comes the Bolts. Good shot there. Stop off the post again. And swept aside easily by Katrina Lyon. Brought down south. The Bolts struggling against the second tier. Shot blocked by Cusco Fazo. And Lyon gets it off the boards back to Sat's way. And that's sent all the way in the neutral zone. Sent up now. Bolts trying to come the other way. Chipped in by Blake off the post, and she can't seal the deal. Sent back towards Fazo, gets it in front of the goal. Fazo with a big hit on Mikhail Makana out of the crease as he goes to okay. Here's an opportunity, and it's knocked away by Leos Makana before Fazo can put a shot on. Now we have the centering pass once more. 5 minutes roughly to go. Stop there. Fazo with a shot by Makana, and that's saved. And swept back in the neutral zone. Coming the other way. Stop Leos Makana by your own Kane. Some good defensive maneuvers by the Kane brothers here, and Fazo gets it in the neutral zone. To Vlay, Yaron, back to Fazo, and that's brought right back in. Sent towards Vlay, gets it past Makana. Now Atlas, Vlay stops it and sends it towards Fazo, back to Vlay. Vlay gets that across the blue line momentarily, and that's brought right back towards Fazo. Been easy to chip that in finally into the bold zone. Now Vlay with a good opportunity that's sent wide by Atlas. In front of the goal, and Cusco Fazo can't put it in once more. Stopped by Braganza with an opportunistic hit there. Brought again once more to the other side. Jerome Kane, here comes Sapley. And that's sent right back into the bottom Crown zone. The Crowns are struggling with their second string goaltender, Katrina Lyon here, but they're still in the fight. Sent back in front of the goal. Empty net there, and Braganza can't put it in, and the Bolts currently offside. Now brought right back in. Fazo off the boards, and a big, nice, tricky play brings the Bolts the other way. Back towards Jerome Kane. Sent away. Now back towards Katrina Lyon. Shot there. No goal called, and there's a goal. The goal horn is sounding, and on the rebound, Elmos Atlas seals the deal 4-2 Sarholm, but Sarholm wants to review that call here, I think. Yes, Coach Alvarez wants to review that. Let's see it again. Here comes Elmo's shot there, and it goes... Oh, watch that again. Elmo shoots it past Katrina Lyon, and it never touched the red. The goal's not being allowed. There's no goal, and the Bolts are not happy by this call. That was definitely a tricky call there. No goal called. And the Bolts have been robbed and brought right back down. 3-2 remains. And Jerome Kane's heading off the ice for Sap Blaze. They take the face off now. Swords in against Atlas, and Crowns win that nice and easy and gets sent into center ice now. Back to Matos Kane, he gets sent past the blue. Fazo chipped that in off the post. That's an easy glove smother by Mikhail McConnell. And we're going to have a face-off in the bottom Bolt zone now. Less than 4 minutes to go in the second, and the Crowns still trail by 1 here tonight. Sapley taking the face-off once more. Linos Braganza on the bottom there. Atlas taking the draw at center. And Leos Makana at the post. Flay wins the face-off and is brought back into the Bolt zone. Chasing it is Matos Kane. He gets knocked down briefly. Flay holds it in. And that's sent all the way back towards the blue line. Gotten away is Atlas, who sends that into the Crown's top corner. Flay struggling to get it out. Off the boards now, and that's gotten away back at Trinidad Lyon. Brought right back in by Atlas. Cycling by the net is Vlay. Trinidad Lyon's going way out of her crease now. Off the board, and Vlay with a good save to get that out of the zone, and an extra double play there. Offside there, shot, and they score, but the goal's going to be waved off. There's no goal. The Bolts were currently offside, and play is going to continue here. It was Leos Makana who was completely outside. Shots there by Matos Kane, and it's gone wide by Leos Makana, but he touched the red, so that goal should have counted. The Crowns should be tied right now, and there's no tie here. I repeat, the referees have robbed the Sarovia Crowns of an easy goal as the Bolts broke a very obvious rule. They went in the red crease. What the hell are the referees doing? Fazo back to Matos Kane, intercepted by Leos Makana. A great save by Katrina. Larry down by Makana. And that's gone wide. Here comes Matos Kane the other way. Back to Vlay. Vlay gets that up to the north and is brought off the boards. Sent back down south, and that's right in on goal. Because Fazo. What a beautiful tying goal by Fazo. 2:12 to go in the second. This is anyone's game. The Crowns are making a comeback here tonight. And the face-off is won by the Crowns, and Fazo gets that over the boards and sent right back in. Now on goal, that's sent south by Atlas. Jerome Kane can't hold it in. That's still in front of the goal. Now Fazo tries to shoot it once more, stopped by Leos Makana and brought down to the south. Matos Kane struggling to get it out of the zone now, cycling behind the net. Kane trying to get it towards Fazo or his brother. Now towards Jerome, intercepted by Fazo, and that's brought right back into the Bolts' top corner. Set out. Fazo holds it in once more. Now Jerome stops it and shoots it on goal, and it's stopped. Rebound by Makana. Just completely robbed by Mikhail Makana. Fazo with an open goal there. Now once more in front of the goal. Fazo's going to chip that right back in. 1:20 to go. Fazo sent right back to the top corner now. Here comes Atlas, and battling there with Kane. Bottom corner, Matos Kane links and big heavy hits, exactly what he should be doing. Struggling to push, and the board battle ensues. Continues to hit. Still stuck in the top corner. Trying to get it out. Battling with Atlas. Roughing penalties should be called for both of these people here, but the referees are letting it play. Brought out, now here comes Fazo with a shot blocked by two Bolt defenders. Jerome back to Fazo. Sent all the way back once more, and that's brought right back in by Jerome Kane off the post. And he can't seal it and put it in the goal. Brought up for the top shot there, that trickles wide by Fazo. Kane goes to retrieve, sent towards Jerome. Sphinx takes a shot, blocked by Braganza. Skates and Sap Blade is now on the ice. Less than 30 seconds to go. We're going to head to overtime here, I think. Jerome Kane can't put it in. Plenty of time, though. Sent out to the top. Gotten away by Braganza. Fazio beats Jerome Kane to the punch, and that's sent the other way. Now Blade tries to get it past Bolt defenders. Crowns mixing up their movements here. Brought right back in by Leos Bacana. Atlas sends it to the top now. Now here comes Blade, and that's brought right back in. That's the end of the second half. We are going to overtime. And boy, what a game. 0-3 or 3-0 just a couple minutes into the first half. Now 3-3, 20 shots for the Bolt and 17 for the Crowns. And we're heading into overtime. Don't go anywhere. We have an exciting panel and of course, winner takes all here at the Gardens.
These days, there's just so much noise. But with Strata, you unlock Sarovia's premier social media platform. Buy Strata today. Stay connected.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special overtime panel session here with myself, Camilla, DJ, and Eros. Folks, what the hell is going on? This game has been everything we expected and then some.
I'll say, this has been an absolute bloodbath. Both teams fought with the fury of 10,000 suns. It's telling when the first game of the entire playoffs goes to overtime. For sure, whoever wins the ESTOS Conference Championships and faces either one of these two battle-hardened teams has their work cut out for them.
Let's actually analyze how that even happened, though. The Bolts have been aggressive all game. When they see the puck, they go for it. Their reaction time is second to none except for maybe that of Crowns captain Cusco Faso. But the fact is that Faso's teammates are just not supporting him to the level they should be.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that they're not matching that aggression. They take time to react, and by the time that time has elapsed, there's either a Bolts player who's reached the puck, or there's a Bolts player who's collided with one of those Crowns players. Either that or Faso manages to sweep in and just barely recover it.
I think you're dismissing the Crowns' passing game quite a lot, though. Especially look at how things have been going between the Kane brothers, Matos, and Jerome. They've always been great, but they made some crazy shots against the Bolts net, too. It wasn't just Faso.
I'm not saying it was just Faso who's been playing well. All the Crowns have been holding their own. But the fact is that overall, the Bolts have had the edge in aggression and playmaking.
I just don't think that's entirely true, though. I'll grant you that they had the edge in aggression, but in playmaking? The Crowns won multiple face-offs, the puck was in the Bolt zone for much of the game, and well, here we are. Now it's overtime after the Bolts obtained an early lead. The Crowns are absolutely holding their own.
We'll just have to see then.
That said, I do have to shout out two amazing women who have stolen the show so far. Sap Vlay, to start with, has been absolutely amazing on defense. While Cusco and the Kane brothers are skating all over the place on the attack, passing and shooting, Sap has been cool, calm, and collected. The saying goes, Queen no cry.
You dumbass, that's not a saying, that's a meme.
You know what I mean. The other queen I have to shout out is Katrina Lyon. She's got big shoes to fill, replacing former captain and veteran goaltender Baydara Lyon, her own relative. But clearly, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in the Lyon family, because she's been amazing. She already proved her worth in the Kiev Crusaders, and now she's continuing to make her statement as a member of the Crowns.
That may be true, but she's also let in more goals. We'll have to see if she manages to hold it down in the net in overtime.
That said, everyone, the puck is about to drop in the final part of this gripping playoff opener. Stay with us.
Welcome to Robco, home to Sarovia's #1 provider of consulting, services, journalism, and strategy, all under one umbrella. We offer legal services of all forms, contracts or legal defense, you name it. From Christmas gifts to recruitment, we got your back. Remember that with Robco, you'll always be shopping Sarovian.
I wanna love you, I wanna make you mine. Won't you lay it on the line? Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Don't waste my time.
What can you say except bring it on? Overtime, game one of the playoffs. Crowns, Bolts, 3 apiece here at Sarovia Gardens. Game one of ESTOS Conference Finals. And you'll notice, despite it being 3-on-3 in overtime in the playoffs, in comparison to 2-on-2 in the regular season, it's 3-on-2 here. Leo's Matana in the intermission pulled the referee to stick it up its ass. And he's been ejected from the game. And Matos came to on his own goal there, and that was a clenching moment for the boys in orange. That's brought out by Atlas. Here comes Fozzo trying to get the pass. The Bolts can't send pass towards Matos Kane. He gets that back to Fozzo, and he's going to chip that along the boards. Now, he sends it further than that. Atlas trying to get it out. Here comes Vlay. Fozzo retreats. Board battle in the top Bolts corner now. Hitting both players. There goes Atlas. Brought the other way. Vlay still can't get it out, and that goes over the boards and out of play. The Crowns has a newfound jump in their step tonight. They are much more energetic since that intermission, going from the first to the second. It's brought them 3 goals. It's brought them an opportunity to tie this game, which they had, and an opportunity to win. Face off there. Fozzo shoots, and it's saved by Matana. That's brought the other way. Here come the Bolts. Pass there to Braganza. Flay gets that along the boards. Stops it going further than that, though, and it's sent back towards the red. Now Fozzo, beaten by Braganza, chips that into the Bolts' top corner. Still having difficulties now. Jerome Kane pass to Fozzo. Can't get it. Flay's going to send that all the way back in. Along the board. Shot there. Back. Rebounds up. That's a great block by Jerome Kane in front of Katrina Lyon now in the crown zone. Flay trying to get out of the zone. Held in by Atlas. Brought the other way. Shot blocked by Katrina Lyon. And Fozzo finally gets that out of play. Brought back into neutral's ice. Brought south. Jerome Kane gets it. Shot on goal. Off the post, and Makana sends that away from the play. Brought next to the net towards Fozzo, sends that right back to Jerome Kane. Now Fozzo, open ice, and it can't seal the deal himself. Off the post and knocked down. Fozzo goes to chase. Elmo cycling behind the net now. Jerome Kane gets it right past him, brought behind the Bolts net. Fozzo at the top. Fozzo, pass to Jerome. Jerome, he shoots, the score! They score! 4-3 in overtime. And a beautiful goal is going to win this game. But the Crowns should have lost. They played terribly all game, but our boys came back for a comeback win, getting 4 unanswered goals. And that's going to be the end of game 1 of the ESTOS Conference. Thank you all so much for this exciting opportunity to commentate the opening of the Pulowa Cup Playoffs Season 3 game. The Crowns are going to head right back inside. 22 shots on goal for the Bolts and 24 the Sarovia Crowns. And this is going to be living on in memory. The 3 stars of the game are Cusco Fazo with the first star for getting the first goal and the game-tying goal. Jerome Kane for that amazing game-winning goal in overtime. And of course, Michael Makana, who stood on his head. Thank you all very much for watching this fantastic game here tonight. Of course, the score 4-3 in overtime for the Sarovia Crowns. I'll join you all tomorrow when the Bell-Bottle Legion take on the Ajaccia Admirals at the Locker.
I don't have any words.
Did that just happen?
I don't even know. I feel almost dizzy having seen everything that just happened.
Can we maybe stop being vague like we're a blue check mark on Twitter and actually say what just happened?
A goddamn mutiny is what happened. I've never seen anything like this in the entire history of professional Hoquenna. For those just tuning in, there's been what I can only describe as chaos in the locker room. I don't even think the Prues Lions in Season 1 did anything quite like this. In essence, earlier a goal was scored offsides, while another entered the pipes but didn't touch the red goal zone before being swept away. As a result, both of these were considered as no goal. But I don't think most of the Bolts like that.
You could hear their coach trying to stop the chaos even from outside. I would feel bad if he didn't wind up walking with the rest of them.
Leo's gone! Lito's gone! Elbow's gone! Achilles gone! They all walked. All of Prues Tella's top forwards and their coach gone!
Let's elaborate, though. Leos was never even in play during this overtime period. Before it began, Leos was expelled for insulting the referees, telling at least one of them to take it up the ass or something. I don't know if that's even PG, but that is what was said.
As a result, the Bolts played with 2 forwards against the Crown's full roster, and in no time, overtime was over. And holy Stefanos, what happened next?
It's like I said, Leos, Linos, Elmos, Coach Achilles, gone. Only 2 of the players, the 2 that insulted the referees, received suspensions for their behavior, and each was only for 1 game, which, if anything, I think is lenient. But they walked anyway. They all quit. It's unbelievable.
Goaltender Michael Makana is still there, along with a small group of minor leaguers. But I can't imagine the stress that must be on him now. You would think that in this situation the team would just be folded, but there's already been a team folded for similar behavior. Prues Tella is going to have to carry on.
How the rest of this series evolves depends on whether the commissioners and the Bolts organization can rebuild the team. I'm hearing that there's talk of special exemptions being granted, but we'll have to see.
We'll have to see indeed. Already the Pulowa Cup playoffs are off to a wild start, with a bloodbath game between the Crowns and Bolts and a mutiny in the Bolts roster. We'll have to see how things evolve in the next couple days, but for now we turn west, as tomorrow we see the first game in the series between the Bell-Bottle Legion and Ajaccia Admirals. They had a disastrous final regular season game too. We'll have to see if they can pull things together and give the fans a spectacle.